People were even saying it was done by AI.
Yeah, we see for much 233 media. One case within the cooks oil. We see for Cheddar Ako TV3 Ako interview. Be my way bisan and send be near idea concerning the new force. I'm saying what Babekasa say. Oh no, yeah, the face behind the new force near idea. Bisan said new force idea. Then or the banner idea. Bisan questions.
Tell me about the entire mask campaign and the billboards that we saw.
First of all, I think that, black people globally have lost their identity. We have identity crisis. We're labeled in different countries. Black British, Black American, Black African, Afro-American, and so many things. But then when we go back to the past, it all started with the mask. When we go back to history, where power started from, the mask was some kind of paint that we painted our faces with. And then when you went to war, everybody's face was painted as the mask. And you have to be very careful who you fight, because it could be your sister, your mother, or your own family. So that made us very careful and very focused, in terms of what we have to do and who we have to attack. But at the same time, we were anonymous.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what sometimes the black society should portray ourselves to the world. We should be anonymous based on our capacity and our ability, what we can do to change this world. And then when it's finally done, we unveil ourselves.
I see, but that strategy that you took, and give me an idea of the explanation behind it, but what was the message behind the mask and, the billboards that we saw?
Well, first of all, I wanted to talk to the country, and I wanted to find out the mindset of the country. That are they looking at the messenger, or they're looking for the message? So I got my answers.
No, what answer did you get?
Well, I got my answers because, I think the message sometimes is more important than the messenger. Because the message is where the fruit is where the wisdom is where the knowledge is where the actual information that is being delivered is. So we need to look into that. We need to find out, okay, so the mask, what is the mask saying? And if it's a new force, who is new force and what do they want to do and all of that. But I think people were more curious about just who is behind the mask.
Well, because you cannot also discount the theory that the messenger has an impact on the message as well.
Absolutely. But then that could be their marketing point. You see, marketing simply means campaign in the political industry. It's the same word. But then when you come to the corporate world, they call it marketing or branding. So, and every marketing has a strategy behind it. So politics, it's governed by strategies. It's built by strategies. And so I think that is just the new forces strategy.
The new forces strategy
to introduce yourself to the country.
I see, but why the choice of that mask specifically? I mean, to some people saying,
I say, or the new idea, but one say, or be fighting for political power na bibi ba still or politics na or politics. It was for the conference now or no. Now ka also on Black Star Square one. Ama wakutu eskabi okutu 30,000. I'm at the end one for mama no na almost say which 10,000 and also say when you are 10,000 near the receipts near the and questions
on the 7th of January that we got this letter, and we're going to put that on the screen right now, the revocation of the permit for you to use the Black Star Square for the Black Star Line Festival. That's what is on the screen. Then this came from the office of the president, revoking immediately the permission granted you per the letter dated 11 November 2023, which approved your request to use the Black Star Square for the above event. And the above event is Black Star Line Festival.
Great.
Now, they said the decision was because of some unforeseen state events scheduled for the same place and time of this particular convention event. And under the circumstance, they've refunded your 10,000 Ghana cedis to you.
Okay, so there's no such thing as this. If you bring the letter back down so we can get a clarity.
Let's come down a bit. Yeah, okay. The Black Star Line Festival. Is that the
Just bring it down. Yes. Okay. Yes. So first of all, my question is, how many offices do we have for the president in the country? because it looks like it's 2 or 3. But if it's 1, then we have different information. So if you have a copy of our receipt and the letter and the permit that the same office office of the president has issued for New Africa Foundation, I would like us to put it.
Okay.
First of all, excuse me. First of all, the receipt that we got is 30,000. So if the government is showing 10,000, it's minus 2/3. Is this how the whole country behave in everything that we do, with our taxes, with everything that we do? Because we pay the money, and you've issued us a receipt of 30,000 cedis.
You paid 30,000 cedis.
Yes, and then you have 10,000 cedis showing. We've also paid under the name of New Africa Foundation, and you've given us the permit, but you're using Black Star line something. So why don't you bring us
Okay, so
there?
this is it. So
This
no,
is
no,
the
let's
stamp.
calm down a bit.
Okay.
So this is from the. So this has a request to use Black Star Square New Africa Foundation Diaspora Affairs. This is the office of the president.
This is the receipt.
Diaspora Affairs.
There's a letter. There are 3 documents.
Okay, we'll show all of them. They said, so this one says this is to acknowledge the receipt of payment for the Black Star Square venue to be used for a program for the 2nd to the 8th of January 2024. Payment details are as follows: use of the venue 5,000 a day for 6 days.
Yes.
30,000.
Yes.
Service charge has been waived off because you didn't pay service charge. So you paid 30,000 for almost 7-day event.
No, it's not 7-day event. It's because you need 6 days to put up all the stages, all the work. So you have to pay for the days that you're going to be doing the work.
That's even the preparatory period.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they were aware from the 2nd and to the 8th. Of course, they knew the event is on the 7th.
Okay.
But on the 8th is when you tear down what you have put together. So that's really what it is. Let's go to the letter, please.
I see. So, but let's pull the letter out.
Can you
letter
come
out.
down a bit, because you see this is
So this is the temporary receipt.
yes.
So this is from the office of the president.
Again,
it says this is a temporary receipt for payment of the Accra Independence Square venue for 2nd January 2024 to 8 January 2024.
Can I ask you a
An amount
question?
of 30,000 is paid, and an original receipt will be issued by State Protocol Department.
Yes. Can I?
And the person's name is there.
Yes,
so this
but-
was a temporary receipt.
Yes. Now, can I ask you a question? Do we think that there's another office that we have in Ghana that's for the president with the same stamp? Because, you know, I am kind of confused, and I'm trying to ask the nation. I want the nation to consider, you know, consider or put yourself in my shoes. Because, you know, I am going by the law. Pay me this, stamp, receipt, this, that, and then I go and invest $300,000 into an event, into something that will inspire the nation, the
spent
youth.
$300,000.
Yes. And then they just come and tear it down. There's a letter too.
So this is the cash receipt.
Yes, and
New
then-
Africa Foundation. So that's the name you applied to use the place.
Everything.
For, not
There-
Black Star Line Festival.
No. There's
So
a letter.
30,000 CDs, rental of Independence Square.
Yes, and there's a letter that said that, yes, we have the place. So it's all there. But why did they issue the letter in the name of Black Star something? Now, let me tell you what I see funny here. Okay, this Black Star something. Yes, they had an event here last 2 years, okay, on the 6th or on the 7th. And then that same people probably thought that they were going to do it the year after.
Same year.
But they kind of held it for them. So I called the people that were behind it, which is Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa. And they said, no, we're not using it. We're in Jamaica this year. So they sent an email to them saying that they're not using it.
The place.
So we went in, and then we finally got the place. Okay? Now, I want to compare what we did, the convention, to an event like Global Citizen. Global Citizen was supposed to highlight Ghana as one of the best places in Africa, and a country that is peaceful to hold such events. I must say that these people were extremely successful. They raised $4 billion in doing 3 of these events in 3 different countries. However, they did not leave anything behind for us Ghanaians. They took the Global Citizen with them. they took the donations with them, but let's see how Ghana embraced them. The whole country went. These white people that had come from somewhere else in the world to do an event in our country.
For you didn't see a person subscribe to your channel, send your video, be on Sabe kind of sharp.